unanswered. But we, as this team has done all season, they stayed steady and just answered the bell. And, obviously a great shooting night for us. I thought we turned it over a little too much. But still, to win and to do so the way we did, I'm really proud of our team and proud of our program and excited that we get to stick around in Austin for a couple more days.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questions from the media here for the student athletes. We'll start in the front row, please, with Kirk Bowles, Austin American-Statesman. No question?
First time in the tournament in a while. Didn't look like y'all showed any nerves at all, and I guess that 10-0 start, that kind of put you and the team at ease.
Yeah, and we, I've been asked that a lot about coming into this tournament, like, do you anticipate the nervousness from the team, and they have never shown nerves this season. And I think that's a testament to our leadership, to Drew Gilton and just kind of our upperclassmen, but it's also a testament to just the mindset of this group. They don't, we have bought into the concept of staying neutral this year. Don't get too high, don't get too low. But, before the game, shoot around today, practice last night, it didn't feel any different. In terms of their approach, my approach, the scouting, all of it, we've kept it really consistent, and I think that helped.
Let's make sure we ask questions for the student athletes first, and let's go to the back row. If you could just identify yourself and your affiliation, please.
Jay Drew, Deseret News in Salt Lake City. Kennedy, well, for both players, how complete of a performance was that, ranking it among the others you've had this year, if you can look past the 20 turnovers like Coach said?
19.
Oh, was it? My bad.
No, I think we played really well. We followed our game plan offensively and defensively, and I think we just executed. We knew we were down on the boards for a little bit, so I think a main focus for us was catching up to them on the boards and not letting them get as many offensive boards. So, no, we really executed our game plan.
Yeah, similar answer, but I think just we all know going into March that every team is a good team, so we kind of have to have a complete game, so we know where our focus has to be, and yeah, I think we showed that.
Next question, front row here, Mark Rosner, Austin American-Statesman.
Yes, John, when they made a little run, did it make you, were you concerned at all, or is that just part of the game and you react quickly?
Yeah, I wasn't concerned, obviously. I knew we had to be better, and we all knew that, but we know that Arkansas is a good team. They're here, so they're going to make run. They're going to hit shots. They have great players on their team. So as long as we stay focused and stick to our principles, we would answer back, and we did.
Next question, Kirk Bowles, Austin American-Statesman.
Yeah, for both of you, 15 threes, is that an off night for y'all? I know you guys kind of live at the line.
Go ahead. We all like to shoot the three, and all of us can, so it makes it a lot of fun. But we don't like to say we live by the three, because if we aren't hitting, we find other ways to score. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun being able to move the ball, and Kennedy, it felt like she didn't miss a single shot tonight, so that was super fun.
No, I agree. I didn't think it didn't feel like a off night. I think we moved the ball super well, and yeah, it went well.
Next question, gentleman in the front row, please identify yourself and your affiliation.
Paul Boyd with the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Can you talk about how you guys were able to kind of keep Arkansas, maybe off stride a bit from the three-point line and kind of keep them?
Yeah, that was a focus coming into the game. We knew, especially in transition, they looked for threes. And so I think just focusing on that and communicating really well as we're running back in transition, it kept them from getting a lot of open looks. And our goal was 6 or less threes for them, and we got that goal. So it was definitely a focus the whole game.
Next question, we'll go back to Mark Rosner here, Austin American-Statesman.
Kennedy, is there any such thing as a bad three for y'all, or is everything a green light if it's a reasonable look?
No, there's definitely, we try for definitely high quality shots. So I think a lot what they were doing tonight is going under screens. So yeah, anytime they go under, our guards have the green light to shoot that. So that's a lot of looks that we got tonight.
Gianna, then Kennedy. Gianna, you made that first shot And then Kennedy, you hit a three-pointer, and I think I saw a smile on your face after that first shot. Is that kind of where you know, hey, it's going to be our night?
Well, I just remember because coach always says throw the first punch. So that's always a goal. But we know we had to stay focused because, like I said earlier, we know they're gonna get a run. So it was fun to do that, but we knew we had to stay focused and make sure that they didn't go and do the same thing to us on defense. So yeah.
Of course, it's always good to hit your first couple of shots. So yeah, it put a smile on our face to definitely get going how we wanted to. So.
All right, we're going to take one more live question here, and then we're going to go to our remote media audience momentarily. Kirk Bowles from the Austin American Statesman. Kirk?
Okay, have you seen her birth certificate? No, she's a freshman?
Yeah, yeah.
You seen proof?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious. For both of you, do you guys want Texas, to play them on their home court for the challenge and the test, being the 2 seed?
Yeah, I think that's so exciting. What a great opportunity ahead of us to cause an upset, and I think we have no doubt in our team and our ability. It's exciting. This is what March is about, and so to have that opportunity and to make a lot of noise in the tournament, it's very exciting, I think.
I echo that. It's any challenge I think our whole team is up to, and we look forward to those opportunities, and we aren't scared, and we won't back down. So that game will be fun. Either team we play is going to be fun. It's March, so.
All right, any other questions from anyone here in Austin before we go to the remote for the student athletes? I believe Eric Jensen, you are available to ask your question. If you just please identify yourself.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Eric Jensen, Utah Daily Chronicle. This question's for Lynn. And one for Kennedy as well. Kennedy, how would you say your leadership role has developed as the years gone on? And Lynn, how do you see, it's been clear as someone who's followed the team for the whole season that Kennedy's really stepped up and been a leader this year. How do you think she's done in that role? I apologize for the clumsiness of those questions. This Zoom thing is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I think there's definitely been progressive change of a leadership role coming from last year, and then just seeing the opportunity develop in front of me, and then just trying to follow Drew's leadership. She's the best leader I've ever followed, high school, club, out of everything. She sets the example, and Drew's awesome, and so just being able to follow her example. I think I'm less of a vocal leader, more by an example and hardworking leader, so I think just really focusing on that this year.
Yeah, Kennedy's been phenomenal this season. I think the thing that she is just really tough. She has no quit. How many offensive boards did she get there in that first quarter to kind of set the tone for us? She's fearless. There's not a single possession I can remember where she doesn't give it her all. And what a luxury to be able to coach a kid like that. So I'm really proud of her. She had a great night tonight. Didn't take a single shot that wasn't great. Rebounded the heck out of it, just plays hard defense. She had the fun task of guarding Ramirez a lot of the night. So, yeah, I'm incredibly proud of her, and sky's the limit for her.
Eric, do you have a follow-up question for the student athletes?
Nope, that's good.
All right, thank
Congratulations
you.
on your
Any
win.
other
Thank you.
questions before we dismiss our players for this evening? None heard. Congratulations again, ladies, and best of luck to you in the second round.
Thank you.
All right, we'll turn the rest of the press conference over to Coach, and we'll take questions now. Mark Rosner, Austin American Statesman, has the first question.
Yeah, Lynn, where did you, or how did you develop your philosophy on using the three-point shot so extensively?
I did I'm not trying to be contrite here, but 3 is more than 2. And so I really am trying to get how many, points per possession, points per shot attempt, the analytics of it, and how do we get, I think you've seen the NBA move that way. Professional basketball is very much that way. And so I just did a total geeked out this offseason and studied. I mean, that's the simple part. Then the next layer is how do you get a system that plays to that. And luckily, you know, I've always recruited kids that can shoot it, kids that can score. And so we had a roster that was built for that. So like, I don't know which one of them said it, but, you know, we don't want to live and die by it. But if we're given any three that's a good shot, we're going to take it. And we don't quantify makes and misses. We quantify shot quality. So you can miss 5 in a row, but if they're great shots, that's a good job. And then just laws of percentages. And then if you're not reliant on a shooter or 2 shooters, if you have a whole group out there that can shoot, then it's pretty tough to defend. So I enjoy it. It's fun. You know, the kids, especially at this point in the season, they know what a great shot is. And, you know, I think players enjoy playing in that kind of system where anyone can shoot it at any time if it's a great shot for our team.
Next question, Kirk Bowles, Austin American-Statesman.
I think it was 19 turnovers, not 20.
Thank you.
I think you were right.
Yeah,
But 19 turnovers are a lot.
they sure are.
How big a concern is that, considering that's how Texas makes its living?
Yeah, that's a concern. I mean, I'm not naive to what Texas is great at. And, you know, that's a concern. I don't think that our turnovers tonight were, I don't think the majority of them were forced necessarily. I mean, Arkansas does a good job, but a lot of things like balls ripped from our hands or sloppy outlet pass or, you know, just a couple moving screens, those kind of things. That's, you know, not defense related. But yeah, I mean, we're going to have to not turn the ball over like that against Texas if that's who we play. I'm not giving you that, man. My heart says I'm happy to win, and we're ready to play whoever it'll be on Sunday. Yeah.
Next question.
Lynn, you guys did have 20 assists
Thank you.
on 32 buckets.
Thank
Pretty good.
you.
The question I
Yes.
asked the players about the completeness or where you would rank this. Want to take a stab at that?
I mean, for it being everyone's first NCAA tournament game, I'm pretty proud of that. I thought we played true to form. We just shot the ball really well. But the way we moved it, you know, 20 assists on 32 baskets, that's pretty stinking good. And you know, no one on our team is selfish. No one's trying to do too much. Within the system, they're taking those shots. So yeah, it was good. And I thought defensively, we did a pretty good job. We really did. We knew that they have the ability to get hot from 3, and we know that they get to the free throw line. And so we did a really, really good job defending the 3 and not fouling, because they have some athleticism where they can turn the corner and beat us just on foot speed, and we didn't bail out. We didn't do the bailout foul. So yeah, it was a very complete game against a really good team.
Sir, do you have a follow-up question? All right, I'm going to just remind those who are virtual with us, if you do have a question, we have a few minutes remaining with our press conference with Coach Roberts. If you do want to ask a question, please use the raised hand function now so we can call on you. Thank you. Any other questions here in Austin? One other. Here goes Kirk Bowles again with the
I'm on to
Austin
you,
American
man.
Statesman.
I'm on to you.
It was 74-62. I assume you noticed the start of the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Had about 12, and I think it was a 20-0 run.
Was it?
Yeah. What is that? I thought you were going to shut them out there for a second the rest of the game, but what does that speak to as far as one of the main qualities of your team?
Yeah, we just talked about, you know, we wanted to win the fourth quarter, like 0-0, let's win the fourth quarter. That's what I just kept saying. And we talked about, you know, take care of the ball, let's get a great shot. And we adjusted some of our defense pick and roll coverage so we could protect ourselves from fouling. And, you know, I think our depth was a key today, too. We didn't seem to get tired. I think in that third quarter, they got a little tired. And we were able to just kind of keep pushing. So, but yeah, great fourth quarter. And it's a fun way to win.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, Coach, thanks again for your time. Congratulations to your
Thank you.
team, and we'll see you in a few days.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, we want to welcome head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks, Mike Neighbors, and his players, redshirt senior guard Amber Ramirez and junior guard Michaela Daniels, to our press conference. And we'll start with an opening statement from Coach.
I thought we ran into a really, really good team that played really, really well. They were very well prepared. I know everybody will want to talk about their offense, but I think their defense got us taking some shots that were tough, they were physical with us, and when we didn't respond offensively, I think it affected us defensively early. We got it back together, and then I thought we battled from there, but I just thought Utah was unbelievable today. They've got so many weapons. They can make you wrong for the slightest mistake, but I won't let it dampen the season that these two kids had and our whole team had. We just got outplayed today, and that sometimes happens when you're in the 7-10 game. So credit to Utah. I think that they had a phenomenal season and a phenomenal game today. And I'm super, super duper proud of our kids for being here playing in this thing again, and especially these two to the right that have kind of been the backbone of what we've done for the last 3 years, going on 4 as well. So congrats to Utah. Good luck in the rest of the way out. And we enjoyed being here. We haven't played well in this building the last 2 years. It's not going to hurt our feelings to see it torn down. I'm just kidding. A lot of good Razorback memories in here from over the years, and I know it's historic. So, but we will be sad tonight, probably until we get on that plane tomorrow, and then we're going to start remembering all the good things that this group did.
Thank you, Coach, for those remarks. Do we have questions right now for our student athletes here? And again, a reminder, if you do want to ask a question and you are remote, there are many members of you right now who are remote. Please use the raised hand function. We'll call on you in a few moments. First question from Jim Vertuno from the Associated Press. Jim?
Amber, can you speak to their three-point shooting? The shots just seemed to come from everywhere. Even when you guys were able to fight back with that big run, I think, early in the third quarter, they still found a way to get the shots, to get the separation, and keep you guys from closing all the way in. Was it just even better than you expected? Because they came in as a big three-point shooting team.
Yeah, we knew they could shoot threes. They moved the ball well, and they got open looks. I mean, they made shots. So I got to give credit to Utah for making shots. So that's really all I can speak on that, is they made shots.
Next question. Identify yourself, please, sir.
Paul Boyd with the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Michaela, can you just talk about, did you feel like Mike said something about them being physical with you? What do you, both of you, the question for both, what do you feel was difference early that you guys couldn't get on track as far as making baskets?
I think we allowed them to set the tone before we got into a groove, and in these type of games, you kind of have to be the first person to set the tone, and I think we allowed them to set the tone, and they had the momentum pretty much the whole game. We went on runs, but again, just not enough runs to match their momentum.
I agree. I mean, they threw the first punch, as we say, and they attacked us first, and we missed some easy ones in the beginning. And every time we tried to go on a run, I feel like something like offensive rebound, kick out three would happen for them. It was just hard for us to keep building on the run that we were having.
And I'll just follow here. Can you, Amber, just speak to your season and what you guys were able to do?
I think this team accomplished a lot more than a lot of people expected us to do with us losing everybody. I mean, we had great players on this team. Sitting right to my left, she's a great player, and I'm going to miss playing with her for sure. The rest of our team, we fought as much as we could every game. We fought through adversity. We had people go down. We had people who got sick. We just had a lot of people go down, and we always fought through adversity no matter what happened.
Nick Petroccioni with Pig Trail Nation. Amber, to piggyback off of that, what will you remember most about playing for the Razorbacks?
The great family environment that we had. We always stuck together no matter what happened. Like, even in this last game we played, we always stuck together. We always wanted to play for one another, and that's something I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. Just a memory, like the family environment that we had no matter what happened.
The next question for our players will come from Jim Vertuno, Associated Press.
I'm just wondering if for both players, if you feel like at all their depth was an issue, just their ability to stay fresh deep into the game and just, still have the legs to make the deep shots into the fourth quarter.
I think, well, in my opinion, it's kind of like playing against 4 or 5 Ambers, and then they just keep coming in. So it's definitely hard just because, you think you can slide through third on a screen, and they're going to make you pay every time. They're not going to miss wide open. You make a mistake, they're going to make you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, they could shoot. 1 through 4, they were shooting. Even their subs they brought in, they were all making shots. So, like she said, they made you pay. Regardless of what we try to do, they're going to make you pay for a mistake that we made.
Jim, do you have a follow-up question? All right, we'll go to the gentleman in the back. Please identify yourself and your affiliation.
Danny Torres with PassTheBall.com. Amber, can you speak on this journey as somebody who's been following you since Wagner and all the way to here, and everybody that looks up to you, Can you speak on it?
The journey that I have started with my family, them giving me, obviously, they're putting the ball in my hand, and them pushing me so hard throughout my years of even high school, even my years in college. They always supported me regardless, a bad game, a good game, a win, a loss, it didn't matter. So I want to thank them and then my teammates and my coaches who always believed in me, gave me confidence every day. I want to thank everybody that's been a part of my journey because I wouldn't be here without them.
Michaela, it's hard to look into the future with so much emotion on a day like today, but you have such a good young core coming back for this team. Does this fuel any hunger for next year, that the expectation is going to be very high with the amount of talent you have returning?
I think it definitely does fuel us just because most of us coming back next year are going to know what it feels like for this loss, going to know that pain of our season ending. So I think it'll definitely fuel us and it'll make us a much better team next year. I mean, of course, we're losing Amber, but I think if we just come together and kind of find a way to fill that void that's going to be there. I mean, obviously we can't replace her, but we can do our best to try to, make up for that scoring that she brought, the energy that she brought, the leadership. So I think it'll definitely fuel us for next year.
Any other questions for either Amber or Michaela? Seeing none, I just want to thank you two for your comments tonight. Congratulations on a successful season and this NCAA tournament appearance. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Coach, we're going to have you stay for just a few more minutes. Oh. All right, I'm just going to remind the folks that are joining us, Coach Mike Neighbors is going to take questions now for the next 10 minutes or so, and if you do want to ask a question, I'll look for the raised hand function and call on you in a few moments. First question in front row, right here. Use the mic, sir, please use the mic. Thank you.
Hi. Mike, what do you feel like? You said they kind of knocked you off kilter early. I mean, was there anything specific that they were able to do?
Yeah, I think they were really physical on our drives to the basket. You know, we weren't able to get to 2 feet and take shots that we've normally have. I thought they had a great defensive game plan. Their length bothered us. You know, those 5'11" guards, it adds up. Reese did a good job as well protecting the basket. And, you know, we're a little sensitive to how our offense gets going. And if it doesn't get off to a good start, sometimes it ends up 10 or 12-0 because we don't guard as well. So we're just their physicality, and like Mac and Amber both said, they're the two out there feeling it. That has a compounding effect on you, and you start to stress yourself a little bit. And then you don't make open ones, you know, because the first couple are tough. Then when you do get an open one, you're not near as comfortable. So, like I said, I know everybody's going to talk about their offense, but I thought their defensive game plan was good. I thought their defensive intensity was really good. And that, to me, was what set the tone. If they had not guarded us, that game, you know, could have been a lot closer to start, and then the rest of the way throughout as well.
I was also going to ask about Jersey.
Yeah.
What's her status?
Just got pulled at halftime, just out of what's the word we've been using? An abundance of caution. You know, if you were in there, you heard the thud. She definitely is a tough kid and played, you know, in the first half. But after some further evaluation, I don't know what it is, but it was not in her best interest in the long term or the short term to play. So I thought Aaron came in and Emery gave us good minutes. But it was certainly, you know, you look at that line and you know that Jersey was helping us. So we'll hope that she's healthy, get her rested back up. But that's all I really know right now.
Do you have a follow-up, sir? Okay. All right.
How crucial were the rebounding battle? I mean, that's where it seemed like they made a lot of money on the defensive rebounds, nearly 40 of them. Did you feel like that was a big difference of the game, or was it more the three-point shooting?
Oh, I think it was just everything. I mean, the three-point shooting's glaring because it's 15 for 31, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kids. You know, that to me, that's glaring. But I think the rebounding was timely. You know, I wouldn't have told you I thought we got out-rebounded 52-35, but they got crucial ones. You know, we'd get a stop, the ball would fall around, and they'd kick it out, and they'd make a three. You know, I think we got it to 8 or 10 maybe that one time, back-to-back threes. So, yeah, rebounding added up, but I just think it was a total effort of theirs on both sides of the ball. There's not one thing that – I mean, you're going to look down and say we turned them over 19 times, but we only turned that into 12 points. So that was a lot of dead ball stuff. So I think it was a lot of things. Three-point shooting, though, was very, very impressive. I've been on the other side of that a few times, and I know what it can feel like over there. But that's what they are. I mean, that's why they are in this tournament. That's why they are seated where they're seated. That's why they went to the Pac-12 finals. I mean, this is not a team that snuck into this field. This is a really, really good team that played in a great league and had some good wins this year and really, really played well today.
You talk about the experience. Well, before Nashville, you wanted your group to experience what that city was like. Coming into Austin, experience what this city's like finally. This, unfortunately, is part of the experience of what they feel and the tears in their eyes. How do you feel like an experience like this builds your team up?
Well, it builds them up as people. I mean, you're never going to win all your games or all the things that you do in life, so you learn how to handle things together. I think this is a huge part of the experience. But if we'd have come down here and not enjoyed the town, then that's all you do have. I know they're going to be talking about things that have happened the last 2 or 3 days in time. They're not going to talk about them tonight. They're going to talk about the game, but that's the competitive nature of what the NCAA tournament is. But I'll promise you I wouldn't traded 2 wins for the experience that we had. I wouldn't make one change in anything that we've done, in any way that we've prepared these guys to experience what they've missed in the past. And it obviously would have been nice to have a win, but not worth the exchange of a win to not have enjoyed the experience.
Mike, I had one thing. The last couple of weeks, I think you've said something to me about being excited for next year. Now, can you speak to that a little bit?
Not yet. No, this is still too much on these kids that are in this team. We've got plenty of time, and we'll go to Feltner's and we'll talk about it. But not today, not during this. There's just so many emotions in that locker room. Everybody, I told them to all deal with it however they deal with it. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. Feel the way you feel. We all feel probably a little differently in different manners, but that's what makes a team sport a team sport. So I am excited about it. I will turn the page very, very quickly. But that's for us to do. I want them to absorb it, learn from it, grow from it. But I won't talk to them. We won't do anything. We go on spring break next week, so we'll let them enjoy spring break.
We have any further questions for Coach Neighbors? Yes, we do. Jim Fortuno from the Associated Press.
Coach, I'm just wondering, is the depth an issue for you guys tonight? Did you maybe get a little tired at the end as they were able
Sure.
to just use more guys than
Yeah.
you were?
Yeah, their quality depth, I'm sure, had an impact. You look down, their starters only played, none of them played more than 28 minutes. They probably would have if it had been a closer game, but I think the depth that they've developed throughout the year, and I know they're missing McFarland too, so I think it probably had a factor. They were making shots later in the game than most people do, and that's just a credit to them and their team.
Just to follow up, just to look ahead, I mean, with those so few minutes, they were probably going to feel pretty fresh for their next round game, I would imagine.
Yeah, it'd be my guess. Yeah, I'm sure she managed minutes over there when they got up, whatever number they had in their mind. They most of them played toward the end, but yeah, I'm sure she'll have them ready to go. They'll be playing on adrenaline and rested legs, whomever they end up playing in that next round.
Any other questions for Coach Neighbors? Seeing none, Coach, I just want to
All right.
thank you again for your comments, your time,
it.
and congratulations again for this
Thank you.
year's successes.
All right. Thank y'all.
you. A reminder